Do you wanna taste it?
शराब है बेटा, शराब
I had
है।
so much to drink right at that time. So much to drink. That was the day I was like I was on the floor, man. I was puking a hell lot. Uh, pulled over for drink and drive. So what are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna smoke it.
भाई इसका भी कुछ करना पड़ेगा, देखो इसका भी कोई स्टेज है, अब कहाँ से चल रहा है। ठीक है। Hey everyone, welcome to the Brocast channel, your ultimate podcast for catching up on latest trends, life lessons, and all things focused on growth.
That's right. We are Sagar and Prashant. Let's dive in and elevate our journey together.
What's up, bro?
How good? How you doing?
Weekend bitch. It's fun.
Yeah.
How was the week?
Oh, week was and
Mm-hmm.
hot. Yeah.
हॉट इस दुबई बिच। हॉट तो रहेगा ही भाई, चाहे विंटर्स हो या समर्स।
Hmm.
भाई एक बार बता, क्या कहते हैं,
Hmm.
अभी भी करते हैं क्या, दे स्टिल डू आर्टिफिशियल रेन देयर?
Yes.
कब होता है?
भाई वीकेंड पे करवा देते हैं ताकि
क्या
मौसम
बात कर
अच्छा
रहा
हो,
है?
लोग घर से बाहर निकले। हाँ, तो द
और
प्लान इज
हम्म
इकोनॉमी बढ़ाने के लिए दे वांट पीपल टू स्पेंड मनी, राइट?
हम्म। तो बाहर जाना पड़
तो
लोग बाहर नहीं जाएंगे तो पैसे कैसे खर्च करेंगे?
तो मौसम
भाई
अच्छा कर देते
साहब,
हैं वीकेंड पे।
भाई
वीकडेज
साहब।
पे सब मेहनत करके पैसा कमाते हैं, वीकेंड में जाके दे
उड़ा
आते हैं
दे।
किसी को।
नहीं, देखो सही बात भी, पैसा उड़ाना भी चाहिए, देखो पैसा है तो उड़ाना तो चाहिए ही चाहिए। ठीक है। और
तुम कहाँ उड़ा रहे हो पैसे आजकल?
आजकल पैसे अपने आप पे उड़ा रहे हैं भाई, कपड़े ले रहे हैं और
वाह।
खरीद रहे हैं, अच्छे तैयार होकर पहने जा रहे हैं, बाहर जा रहे हैं। और
हम्म।
क्या कर रहे हैं, अ, को नहीं दे रहे हैं पैसे। वहां नहीं जा रहे
गुड
हैं बस
गुड
पैसे।
डिसीजन।
वहां पैसे नहीं देने हैं। तो
हम्म।
बाकी कुछ नहीं भाई, और ये इसी सब याद आया मुझे कि यार सागर, तुझे याद है हमने पहली बार नशे कब किए थे?
भाई हमने,
हम्म।
तूने तो बहुत लेट करे थे।
बहुत लेट कब किए थे मैंने, ये कैसे पता तुझे?
मुझे याद आ रहा है कि तूने कोचिंग में बियर पी थी, और अमृत ने भी उसी टाइम पे कोचिंग में 11th में बियर पीनी शुरू कर दी थी। सबसे पहली बार हमने नशे तभी करे थे। मैंने तो देख कॉलेज के फर्स्ट ईयर में शुरू करा था,
हैं?
आफ्टर टर्निंग 18।
साले आफ्टर टर्निंग 18। आफ्टर या देख,
हम्म।
फॉर द रिकॉर्ड, जब लीगल एज थी हमने तब किया है। ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड, जब लीगल एज नहीं थी हमने तब पी थी। तो क्या कहते हैं, यार तब कोई आईडी चेक नहीं करता था भाई, अभी मुझे याद आया।
क्या नहीं चेक करता था?
आईडी
आईज?
चेक नहीं करता था, आईडी आईडी।
अबे उन्हें कोई मतलब ही नहीं है।
यार मुझे याद आ गया, मैंने पहली बार ना फर्स्ट ईयर में पिया है। ट्वेल्थ
क्या?
में, ट्वेल्थ में,
11
ट्वेल्थ
12
में,
में पिए तूने जब तू
ट्वेल्थ में
कोचिंग
ट्वेल्थ
जा
में
रहा था?
जब कोचिंग जाता था मैं, क्योंकि तब मैं एमिट, हाँ तब मैं वहाँ जाता था, कोचिंग जाता था। उसके बाद फिर मैं अपने भाई के साथ गया था,
हम्म।
है ना। मैं भाई के साथ गया था और उसके साथ, और उसकी जो उसकी फ्रेंड्स थी उनके साथ गया था। ओ भाई साहब, पहली ड्रिंक मेरी क्या थी?
क्या थी?
वोडका शॉट्स ब्रो।
ओ रियली?
हाँ भाई, वो दिन था
क्रेजी मैन।
और आज का दिन
हम्म।
है। सारे चल ही रहे हैं बस, है ना। हम्म,
हम्म।
नहीं नहीं, हमें
मेरी
तो
तो पहली बियर थी।
फिर पहले बियर दी, उसके बाद मेरी सेकंड ड्रिंक वाज बियर।
पहली बार मैंने बियर पी और मैंने उल्टी कर दी।
क्या बात कर रहा है यार, तूने उल्टी कर दी?
मैंने
बियर पी तो
पहले
उल्ट,
सूंघा,
हाँ।
मुझे ऐसे ऐसे हुआ, कर नहीं हो
फिर
पा रहा यार, नहीं हो पा रहा।
हम्म
आई थिंक देवेश का बर्थडे था, तो अमृत अमृत के साथ हम लोग गए थे सिटी पार्क की
भाई साहब,
पार्किंग में।
तुम साले दिन
और
दहाड़ी में पार्क में पी रहे थे यार,
नहीं
हद
नहीं
है।
नहीं नहीं, शाम को भाई, शाम को। ठीक है।
हम्म।
तो पता नहीं, ट्यूशंस के बाद गए थे ये लोग, क्या
हम्म।
सीन था पता नहीं। फिर वहां गए तो अमृत बोलता सागर पी। अमृत ने पिलाई थी मुझे सबसे पहली बार
हम्म।
बियर। कहता पी पी, एक घुट पी ले चल। मैंने एक घुट पी, वो अंदर गई और वो वैसे ही बाहर आ गई।
शिट
मैंने कहा
यार।
यार ये नहीं हो पाएगा, मैं नहीं पी रहा ये। उसके बाद नहीं पता मुझे कब टेस्ट बना, कब क्या हुआ, उसके बाद का
है ना।
आइडिया नहीं है, बट फर्स्ट टाइम यही याद है बस।
बियर बियर का इज ऑल्सो इज समथिंग, मतलब जो लोग बोलते हैं ज्यादातर कि बहुत लोग नहीं पीते हैं, लेकिन जो पीते हैं वो मुझे लगता है कि इट्स काइंड ऑफ एन एक्वायर्ड टेस्ट, क्योंकि हर किसी को पहली बार में पसंद नहीं आती है वो।
हम्म।
पहली बार में ऐसा लगता है क्या है ये अजीब सा। तो आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट इट इज, इट्स मोर ऑफ एन एक्वायर्ड टेस्ट, एंड इट टेक्स टाइम, लाइक व्हेन यू, it's like you chug a beer, or you chug a beer, then you're like, okay, you know what, I can take another one, and then you kind of,
सबने किसी ना किसी को पिलाई है।
हाँ, that's for
मतलब
real.
कोई अपने आप जाके नहीं खरीद के पी के
हाँ,
मतलब कि ओ
like
ब्रो
for on
आई
your
डिड
own,
दिस।
you wouldn't just go
हम्म।
to a liquor store and be like, oh, you know what, I want a beer. Hmm. I think my first time was with all these guys in CP. Went to CP, to this place. I don't remember it was, which one was it, but it was this
माय
place,
बार।
and I think it was my bar. Maybe it was my bar.
हम्म।
And then we were like six, seven guys, all in school, 12th, right?
अच्छा, उसने तब आईडी नहीं मांगी?
हाँ, तभी तो बोल
ट्वेल्थ
रहा हूँ
में
कि
तो
नो,
यार।
हाँ तभी तो कोई, आई लाइक nobody asked for it, and then भी था यार साथ में।
व्हाट?
हाँ,
बिकॉज़ काकू वाज स्टडीइंग इन एमआईटी आई गेस, राइट?
नहीं भी टीपीएस
एंड
में थे
व्हेन
तब
वाज
तो,
द फर्स्ट?
डीपीएस में थे साले वो तो सब।
ओ भाई साहब।
काकू भी था यार, काकू, मैं, डिगम, की, और कौन था, आई डोंट नो, जोशी वाज देयर, हु एल्स,
देवराज वगैरह भी थे, समरविल वाले भी
नहीं
थे।
नहीं 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 नहीं, नो समवेल, एंड देन आई थिंक it must have been नहीं 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 नहीं, I think it was someone else, but I don't remember everyone, but जितने थे, this is what I can remember so far. And then we went to, you know, that place यार, that Brahmaputra as well.
हम्म।
After that we went to Brahmaputra, or maybe some other day, but that was the day that we had our first beer. And then, fuck, how things change, man. I was the kind of person in school who used to say this to Aaron, that I would never drink because I don't like
हम्म।
people who drink. And then
ट्रू।
but now that I'm thinking about it, the very first thing that I had was when I was probably 8 or 9, 10 years old or something. Was a sip. Actually, it was a sip of a glass, a whiskey. A sip of it was just a sip of whiskey.
हु फोर्स्ड इट ऑन यू?
Nobody forced it. I was like there, and then my
हम्म।
pops was drinking it, and then I was like, what is this? I asked him what is it. He's like, do you wanna taste it?
शराब है बेटा, शराब है,
Do you
बड़ा
wanna
होएगा तो
taste it? Or
पियो।
पता है, I don't know. So I that's what I remember, and I did
हम्म।
take a sip of it. So I'm like, that's the memory I have, because then I know I was sure that, oh, this is a bad thing. Like, it doesn't taste good. It's the worst.
हम्म।
So I would never drink in my life.
हम्म।
And then look at me now.
पीयर
I would,
प्रेशर ब्रो।
and it's not bad.
पीयर प्रेशर।
If people, like, if someone asks, like, people have come up to me and they're like, it's bad, drinking is bad. It's like, yeah, it is, but you should know how much you should drink, or what you should drink, and things like that. They're like, and then I think
हम्म।
about the
आई
whole
थिंक
thing.
ड्रिंकिंग विद द राइट पीपल इज
Yeah, they
आल्सो द
actually
बेस्ट।
doing anything with the right people makes sense, except you know except सूखे नशे, like cocaine and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
which I've never done in my life, and I would.
You won't? You won't? Oh, really? You won't?
Really, 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 bro. We need to think we need it. But anyway, that's the point. So, the funniest thing that ever happened, um, it's so weird that whenever I say something like, oh, you know what, I've never done this, or I would never, and then it happens.
That's true.
Like I said, I'll never drink, or then obviously I started drinking, right? And then I said that I have never in my life puked. I've never vomited. And I
Hmm.
remember this, it was Akshay's birthday party or something. Then we had so much to drink, right, at that time. With so much to drink. That was the day I was like, I was on the floor, man. I was puking a hell lot.
I
And
remember the day.
yeah, and I was like, what the fuck, man? How did that happen? It was someone's birthday. Maybe not Akshay's, or I don't know. It was someone's birthday. That was
But where were we? Where was the party?
CP. We were in CP, man. I remember two of
CP or
them.
Gurgaon?
Gurgaon wala was like, Gurgaon, dude, we have been to Gurgaon so many times, right? For all of this stuff. Just for this
All
stuff.
of this. Yeah, just for this stuff and regularly, like
Like
every
yeah,
weekend type.
regular term. And then I remember the last time I went to Gurgaon, and then I never went back, was the time when I got uh, pulled over for drink and drive, got my
Hmm.
license suspended. Man. Oh shit, that's a day
This
I
has
can
happened
never
to
forget.
you.
Ah, man, drink and drive. And I was barely out of the parking lot. I was barely out of the parking lot, and the guy was like, stop,
That
blow on
happened in
this.
CP, yeah?
Eh? In CP.
That happened in CP.
Nahin, Gurgaon, that was Gurgaon, man.
Mm.
CP, for me, it never happened in CP. CP, these guys have never stopped me in CP, man, which is, I don't know, somehow great. But yeah,
But noise.
mm,
I'm enjoying this. I'm
enjoying
so hungry.
Lays.
Hmm.
By the way, पता है, यहाँ we don't have Lays, we have walkers.
Oh, then
Mm.
walk and eat.
And I think walkers
I will
gives
lay. I will lay and
you
eat.
lay and we will walk. Shit, I never thought of this as like the term walker isn't like you would name this as walk, as in you walk and eat, and you lay and eat place.
Say thanks. I
Thanks,
always
bro.
give you new perspective, right?
Hmm. New perspective. भाई और हम तो कंफ्यूज होते थे ना लेस को लेस से शू लेसेस से
हम्म।
कितनी बार डैम इट
स्कूल में तो हमने कोड नाम भी रखा था ना लेज का।
क्या
आई डोंट थिंक वी शुड कवर इट इन दिस पॉडकास्ट।
look man but the thing is for us I mean what I think for me personally the style the habit drinking habit the style has changed a lot. Yeah, I'll tell you how where I'm coming from because when you are in your 20s, right, early 20s, like you want to go out every night or every other night that you can and drink and get hammered and stuff like that, right? You don't remember stuff that kind of hammered, and then you have bad headaches, hangovers and stuff like that, which was still fine, and then you would still get up and be like, next day, yeah, we can go again. You could do that. It's like it was so normal, right? And then you get to
Effortless, yes.
mid 20s, and you're like, you know what, we can just do this over the weekend, not in the weekdays, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you still get hammered, as like you still get hammered on weekend, like drink as much, like this is the last drink of your life, last day of your life, drink as much as you can. वो
Mm-hmm.
तब भी चल रहा है, like still we going that way, right? But उसके साथ साथ, like as the time passed, right, for me it changed into light drinking
Mm-hmm.
enough to not be normal and not be too high, and talk to people,
Mm-hmm.
and you know and try to only drink enough that you can get you can wake up tomorrow again with not a headache. Yeah, with not a
Without a
headache
hangover.
or a hangover, right? So like when you are in late 20s or like your 30s now, that has changed a lot. And then the drinking style has changed. because at the time, like I used to drink like whatever, right? Anything. I could drink
Whatever, yes.
whenever, whatever, whenever, right? And then
Hmm.
now I would choose it as in like, if, oh, if you know what, if I have to, if I'm drinking, if I'm watching a game or I'm not doing something much drastic or something, then I would just drink a beer, you know. Or if I have to, if I'm going out to
Hmm.
a bar or something like that, I would start with the
Hmm.
beer and then I would just move to whiskey. I'll just move to whiskey. Like start with
Okay.
a beer and then it's all whiskey on ice,
Hmm.
or maybe not ice. That's it. And then if you're having, if you're having a night in, like a date night and like that, it's just wine, nothing else. Wine
Hmm.
tastes so much better now. And I remember we used to,
Are
pour
you sure
wine.
it is the wine or
Yeah,
the
I mean it's
company
it's
that's
both.
making
Yeah,
you
it's
like it
both.
better?
It's both because yeah, it's both. It's both. And then I we used to pour wine in like out on the street and in the lake or whatever, right? Because it was so bad.
Hmm.
It used to, I mean, generally, it actually used to taste bad, but now it has changed, man. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What is it? Is it just
Hmm.
it's just me, or it's like the same thing to you, or it's the time, or it's the life, or it's the standard of living, or it's the
One thing's for sure.
mm, it's
With,
because everyone is
with
doing
time,
it.
yeah. One thing is for sure, with time, your preferences change,
Uh,
right?
yeah, because
Your
like I used to
drinking
like big
capacity.
boobs, now I like big bass.
So your capacity of drinking decreases with age, but then
Yeah.
your senses for
Yeah, you focus more on taste.
enjoying,
Yeah,
your
taste.
senses.
Yeah, you focus more on that than be like, oh, chocolate, whatever that is. What is the cheapest beer whiskey you can get? We want the cheapest, man. We just want to drink
Yeah.
it as much as possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, right.
and then I think now everybody
Mm,
around in our age, we
mm,
focus on, in what company we are, how high we want to get,
mm,
and what sort of high we want.
mm.
Now, we could do vodka shots, right? In a certain environment where,
I have had
everybody's
like
on high energy
I
and
don't remember the last
they're-
time I had tequila shots or vodka shots, man. I don't remember
I
because I don't
had
think so. I've had.
Jaeger shot last night. I had two of them.
Oh,
And
sorry, तभी चश्मे पहन के बैठा है. Last night.
I went to a friend's birthday party.
Oh, oh. Do they make it big in Dubai?
Then I had one glass of whiskey,
Hmm.
1.5 glass of whiskey,
What is half
to be
glass of whiskey,
precise.
man? Like, did you
I
just take
left. I
half
left
or
the
you left?
second one. I
That's
left the
bad,
second
man.
one.
That's
Yeah,
bad,
I'm
man.
bad. I'm very bad. I wanted to wake up today on time because I know when
Your limit is,
I
what your
get
limit is, like
started.
you
No,
have to
no.
be like,
If I let myself loose,
hmm,
then it's another
oh,
crazy day the
hmm,
next day. So I don't want it. I didn't want it.
hmm. Acha, acha.
So I holded my horses.
Hold your horses. So you're so conscious in your head now that, oh, you know what? I know this is what I have to do.
I don't have to drink. I don't have to drink. I was keep telling me in my head,
Hmm.
you don't have to drink. You don't have to drink.
Hmm.
It's just a birthday party. That too, not yours.
What kind of birthday? What kind of birthday party is it? As in, like you're there to just be like just be you were there to just to be there or
Yeah. I was just there to be there.
be there? Okay. Okay.
It was an obligation.
Hmm. So how has it changed for you? Is like the whole process of accepting it and then drinking it. I mean, because I know people now who are younger than me,
Hmm.
and who are obviously older than me, and they had to go to rehab for this. Like they had to stop drinking. Like they had to control it because they used to drink a lot. I mean, I remember I used to drink a lot, not every day really, but used to drink a lot, to go out for parties and stuff like that. But it wasn't that bad. And I don't need rehab. It's like, is it something that is it something that is normal for everyone who drinks a lot, or maybe we didn't drink enough to go into the stage of rehabilitation. Like you have to control yourself, and you're like, I don't know, man. I'm
What
just
is the craziest?
hmm,
When was the last time you felt that, damn, I need a drink right now, and then you were looking around for it? When was the last time that it happened to you? Like you were getting mad crazy that I need a
that
drink
that never
right
happened.
now.
That has never happened to me.
So you have never been to the edge.
Never,
So you
no,
have
no
never
edge.
drank enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
If I
with
want,
me, yeah, with me it has happened.
yeah.
I could confidently say that you know how Akshay used to drink.
Yeah. You should drink every
Yes.
like at least one or two a day.
Correct.
Night, I mean,
Not
as in
one or
not
two. Not one
a,
to two.
a
Mine
quarter,
was
a
quarter
quarter.
or half. quarter or half every day for at least 6 or 7 months straight,
Are you serious,
banging,
man?
my head. हाँ. That Koti used to say, सागर बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है, and I was like, मुझे पता है बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है और मैं जान के कर रहा हूँ और मैं छोड़ दूंगा. वो ऐसी conversation हुई है.
Hmm.
Uh, every time, anybody would see me in my car, I would have a drink in my hand and my
हाँ, मैंने भी
all the
देखा है
stuff.
तुझे, लाइक यू, वो तो, लेकिन बट वीकेंड्स पे देखा है जनरली, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं होता कि डेली।
Every day. There was a time once I was drinking till late, till 3 in the night.
Hmm.
I saw Joshi's story on Instagram or something. I
Yeah.
texted him, my drinks are over.
Hmm.
Do you have some at your home? And he was like, yes.
क्या बात कर
Come at
रहा है, you've gone there man, you
come at
text.
5. I was out in the road alone in my car with my drinks, listening to music, reminiscing life. And then I went to his house till 3 to 5. I waited in my car. At 5, he will come and he will give me
It's,
drink,
are you
and then I
serious
will.
man?
Yes,
Oh
because
fuck.
ठेके नहीं खुलते ब्रो 10 बजे तक. ठीक है, मैं 5 बजे तक मैंने उसका वेट करा, वो आया 6:30 के आसपास. So I waited 3.5, more than 3.5 hours to
How
have
could you
that
not
drink.
sleep, as in like, fuck man.
That is what I'm telling you कि ये addiction to the limit हो जाता है, and it's very easy, very very easy. You crave for it in the morning when you wake up because
Shit.
that's the high that you want to stay in.
Hmm.
And it was not that I was chugging down, whiskey, or finishing
Hmm.
it off very quickly.
Hmm.
I just wanted to stay in that high state where I could enjoy. And that high state was at a certain time. After a certain time, that high stage was not high anymore. It was getting depressing for me.
Hmm.
But I still was not able to let it go for some reason or so. But then eventually, my body started speaking to me that you're done, bro. It's over. Leave it. And that's when I stopped drinking. Like
It's like
that.
more like a self-awareness that you had in your conscious, like, you know what, it's too much now.
Yeah, I knew it because that's the pattern that I have. I'll do anything and everything to the edge, and then टक से छू के भाई मौत को वापस आता है. उसके
Oh
बाद फिर
yeah.
सब ठीक हो जाता है. तो I've done all things in extreme, I'll say, and then I've mellowed down. So be it anything else also, like you have seen.
So you've been
Like,
on edge. You've been on edge, and you know how it feels like, how people can
hmm.
do that. Okay, interesting. Interesting fact that I never knew about you, bro. It's like, damn. Man, I'm glad that I never had those those kind of episodes, or those kind of situations where I was on the edge,
Hmm.
or I had to ask someone to get me a drink or something like that. But I mean, for me it was more of a just like if
Fun activity.
yeah, it was more of a fun thing. It's like if you need it,
Hmm.
because as I usually normally say, right? Because I
I
don't
had no
need.
one. I had no one except my drinks. I was so happy with my drinks. I didn't give a damn about the world. I was so isolated in my own world, so
Mm,
happy,
mm,
peaceful, content.
mm,
I used to sleep better. Otherwise, I was not able to sleep if I didn't get a drink. So
mm.
that was the situation I was in. I needed, like, I was 70-80% alcoholic. But then
Yeah.
I was able to reduce it drastically. But now, when I look back, I really abused
I
my
think it
body
was
and then
more of the Punjabi in you, which was
they busted out.
which is like, yeah,
Brrrah,
let's
brrrah.
drink, babe, let's drink, man, as much as you can. So
And अभी ऐसा है कि अब I don't feel like पड़ी हुआ है एकदम
yeah,
अच्छा
if
खासा
it's there
stock
in
पड़ा
front
हुआ
of
है.
you, you would not go for it. It's like it's not that big of a deal anymore.
No, but then again, it dropped off. Like, if I was here, it dropped off like this. And then after this, it never came back to this. It was always like, this. Okay, it's an occasion, it's a wedding, let's drink, enjoy, relax. So it was more of an enjoyment scenario which I wanted to. So even now,
Mm,
earlier, I think I used to associate it with stress.
mm,
And it was, it formed as a stress coping
mm,
mechanism for me, where,
mm,
if I feel something or, something disturbs me around in my environment, I would just go and, buy some drink and then relax and then sleep. So it was an escape from the world in a way. But then I started realizing certain things around
mm,
life, around
mm.
people, and then eventually it
Interesting,
passed
man.
out, I would say.
Interesting. I never knew that.
And
Uh,
people who are still there, in this stage.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know those people, yeah, who are not able
Mm.
to drop
Like,
it off.
yeah, kind of who don't know when to quit, and they're still in that phase, and they're still in
They're
that
still
denial that
prolonging
it's
it,
fine, it's
still
perfectly fine, and
prolonging.
this is totally
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I get it now. And I mean, because I never had that phase, so
Hmm.
I just it's it's hard to contemplate when you don't know, when you have not been through something that the other person has. So
Yes.
so that's something. All right, because I've always seen it as a, as a part of the fun activity and not something that I would want to when I am alone or whatever
I
like
would
that.
not, yeah. I even at that stage,
Hmm.
like I told, I was never drinking like, give me the bottle and I'll drink it neat.
Hmm.
And then, I'll do this and that, blah, blah, blah. It was always to stay in that high. Like I've seen
Hmm.
people even, at our age, at certain age, if they are very upset or something, or, not very happy, or, if they are also using it as a mechanism to cope other things, they would just go all in.
Hmm.
So I knew the fact that it would be hard, and it was hard, like physically, my
That's what she
stomach
said.
when I stopped. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it was hard. And
Hmm.
when I stopped, my stomach
Hmm.
completely, went bizarre.
Hmm.
I don't think, I was able to eat properly, sleep properly. I was directly, it
Oh, the
went
bit.
into
Oh,
insomnia.
okay.
The withdrawal symptoms started
Hmm.
hitting me hard. I was not able to concentrate, and those cravings used to
Are
come
you
up
serious,
every
man?
day. Yes, yes.
And is it with the time? As in, like, is it time specific? As in, like, you crave for something only at a specific time, or is it like any day? You'll be like any day, any time of the day. I want it, or is like specifically when after 7 p.m. it hits you like, oh, my body wants it. I want it right now. Is it
It
that?
was
Is it?
time specific.
It
It
was
was
time
time
specific.
specific. Yeah, it was time specific,
Like
and
your body
then
was trained
eventually,
for it. Like it was something that is part of your
correct.
body. You want that. It's like, oh, okay. It's like
Yes,
food. I want food at this time. I want, to have a
yes,
drink at this time. Okay, shit,
yes.
man.
And with drinks, it's the worst thing is that the
You eat a
substitute
lot.
food that we have, yeah, whatever
Mm.
shit you eat is actually shit.
Mm.
So
But you
that
don't care, like
also,
when because you're just hungry, you don't care. You just want to eat whatever that is. Okay.
luckily, it didn't got me too bad because I was more focused on drinks always when I was drinking. I used to eat very little, and I used to sleep empty stomach after a quarter
Oh
or
shit. That's bad.
half of the bottle. And
Dehydrated and
in
empty
the
stomach.
morning,
Oh shit.
ऑल एसिडिक उल्टी
Oh
मार
shit.
रहा हूँ मैं सुबह उठ के भाई, पूरे घर में बदबू हो रही है, बड़ा सीन हुआ है भाई।
I saw.
अब जाके
You
थोड़ा
know,
सा हो गया है कि
there's this friend of ours who said this one thing to me. I don't know if someone else said it, but
हम्म
Kaku said this thing to me once. कि पता है, uh, if you are drinking alone or if you're doing something like something like
हम्म
drinking or smoking, or if you are smoking pot or smoking, or
हम्म
anything that you think you want it and you can do it alone, that
दैट्स द
means you are
लास्ट
at the
limit.
stage of getting addicted. Because if you think you can do it
हम्म
alone, you are going to get addicted to it. because
हम्म
that because doing things alone is actually is a very powerful thing. If you think you can do
हम्म
something alone, it is really powerful, and it's for a lot of things. But for certain things, it crosses the level which is not good for you, which is kind of an addiction. So if so
हम्म
that that day he said something, and believe me, some other day I was like, I just have a beer, and I called everyone, I guess.
हम्म
I think maybe I don't remember the day or
nobody
time or
was
whatever.
there, हाँ
So
हाँ हाँ
I called someone and they were like, no plans, man. I mean, we are busy or something like that. And I was like, should I buy
हम्म
it? Should I buy it? Just go and get 2 beers and drink on my own. And then it hit me again. It's like, remember this thing that Kaku said. Like, if you
हम्म
can do this alone, because then there is no going back. Because when you can do this alone,
हम्म
you'll be like, I can easily try. I mean, it's because होता है ना कि there is a fear when you cross that
हम्म
threshold of
threshold, हाँ
yeah, that the fear that is taking you back. So
हम्म
then there is nothing to fear of, right? तो वो क्रॉस ही नहीं किया मैंने, वो क्रॉस नहीं किया
मैंने तो
तो
बहुत पहले ही कर दिया था।
हाँ, तो आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग दैट when you cross that line,
हम्म
that then the end is something which you went through. So maybe that is why I didn't go through that phase, or which is a good thing.
no, I've been very very close, like my mother explicitly looking in my eyes said,
वो तो हमें पता है भाई,
तू
तूने क्या
बेवड़ा
क्या
हो गया क्या, तू
तेरे
बेवड़ा हो गया क्या, तू रोज पी के आ रहा है। मैंने कहा ठीक है, खत्म हो जाएगा, फेज होता है लाइफ का, घर वालों को ज्ञान दे रहे हैं यार, हद हो गई।
So, and there is
बट
something that I say, which I believe in, is the reason I don't drink that much, or I'm not in that stage, really, is because I'm almost every time of my life, every day of my life, I'm 70% high, 75% high already on life, and then all I need is 25% high to get 100%. So I don't
ओके,
mind. I can just have a beer and I'll be like, I'll be fine. One beer is fine. Is absolutely fine. If I want to be at a certain state of mind, because after drinking things, then I can just have a beer and I'm at the same stage. If I can drink 10 or 20, I'll go drunk, but I'll be at the same stage of high that I really wanted. So which is what I believe in. Maybe that is why I never, not now. I don't drink that much anymore because I don't need it.
I
So
don't drink at all,
you
like
have changed, man.
I
You have changed a lot. You have changed a hell lot. from mental to to personality wise, you've changed a lot. Because I mean, obviously we all have seen you, and then there are certain stages of your life that we don't know, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't share everything to everyone, with everyone. So
Mm-hmm.
which is fine, but the thing is that we have seen all the changes through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I
Good or
mean,
bad changes?
yeah, I mean, see,
That's
it's
important.
both. It's both, to be honest. It's both. It's good and bad too, but it's the perspective, to be honest. What is good, what is bad, right? It's good for, it might be good for you, but for us, it's different,
Mm-hmm.
right? It'd be like, yeah, that's because it doesn't, it's, we're not on the same tangent line, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the thing. It's just perspective, but it's been there. What matters the most, I think, is just where you are right now, and the self-awareness and the consciousness that you have right the moment, that you know what to do, and you know what you can be, and you know how you can control yourself. And even if you don't want to control yourself, you know that, oh, you want to let go just for this way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like, it's just the clarity in mind that you have. That is what, what's important. And everyone loses things. They lose, one or two, principles out of their book. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
what, used to follow it, but I don't any. I
I don't
slipped.
know.
I slipped
Mm-hmm.
for once, which
Mm-hmm.
is fine. Happens. Because nobody's perfect, and that is still okay, because these are the experiences that you have, man. And if you know because now you can see if someone, if any friend, if any other friend
Is
who's like,
in
he's
the
gonna,
same stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
and who is going to come to you probably, or you see them, you'll be able to tell, as like, what, you're going there, and what is going to be the next phase for that person, or you can help that
Mm-hmm.
person, so you know that. So as in, like, now I know, because the stage that you've been through, I know, okay, this happened to
Mm-hmm.
you. So if I ever going to be in that stage or whatever, right, I can ask you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and which is nice. That's all. That's what our discussion was. I didn't realize it's gonna be that, and it's gonna take this direction, where we're talking about, we started off as like, oh, what fuck ups happen, what fun things happen to you, when you start
Mm-hmm.
drinking, but it kind of was more of a, a lesson
Dark
throughout the,
journey. Yeah.
yeah, it's like more of a dark throughout lesson journey, as like, you get to know this happened, and then this
Mm.
is what, you could. So I think
Okay.
we'll end our session here, and to people who
Yeah.
are probably watching this or listening to this, this is more of what I personally feel, and I think our Sagar would agree, is like, this is more of a place where we talk about stuff, but it's more of a therapy session to, for us, in a sense, because we've been friends for way long, and then we know stuff about each other, but we don't know stuff about each other as well. And which is I
Everybody
think
have their own
great.
lives,
Yeah, which is
which is
great, which
crazy.
is still great, because we
Mm.
still have stuff to talk about.
We'll
So
always have stuff to talk
we
about.
always have stuff to talk about, even if we have talked about it like
Even if we
multiple
live
times.
together, even if we live
Yeah,
together, we'll still have stuff to talk about.
seriously, man. So that's one. But yeah, so it was a nice session, man. Nice session.
Thanks, man.
Mm. So what are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna smoke it.
भाई इसका भी कुछ करना पड़ेगा, देखो, इसका भी कोई स्टेज है, अब कहाँ से चल रहा है। ठीक है।